Hey guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be my best of beauty for 2015. I cannot believe that we're already in 2016. Isn't that crazy? I'm super excited. 2015 was freaking awesome. I had so much going on. So I'm really hoping that 2016 can be better because you always want the next year to be better than the last, right? So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and talk about a few things, well, more than a few things that I have felt that have been kind of like my go-to products for 2015 that I have continued to love and repurchase, and that I kind of feel like just really made a statement in my makeup collection for the year. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to start with is foundations. I have two foundations that I really liked this year. The first one is a foundation that I pretty much used in all my videos in 2015. I actually started my channel this year, so I haven't been around too long, but I used this foundation all year long and just barely found a new one that I kind of wanted to try. But this is the L'Oreal Pro Matte Infallible Foundation. And I was in the shade 104 Golden Beige, in case you were wondering. Looks like so. I absolutely love this foundation so much. It is a matte finish, so if you are really dry, you may not like this foundation. However, when I started my channel, I was actually pretty oily, and that's why I went for this guy. And my skin has actually changed, and I've become a little bit more normal to dehydrated. So I did use this even though my skin was changing, and I still loved it. You definitely want to use some illuminators and some highlighters to kind of give that glow back to your skin. But the wear of the foundation is awesome. It's definitely a long wearing foundation. It sits beautifully on the skin. So yeah, I really was impressed with this little buddy, and would definitely recommend it to anybody who's looking for a great inexpensive drugstore foundation. Quickly, I just wanted to share this new foundation that I have been wearing. It's not one that I wore all of 2015, obviously, but I've been using it for like 2 months now, and I already know that I absolutely love this guy, and I'm going to continue to use him. It's the Too Faced Born This Way, and I'm in the shade Warm Nude. And I really love their color selection, and this is really great for the skin. It does have like coconut water and some other good things in it that are supposed to be good for the skin, so that, you know, you're not just putting something bad onto your face. But yeah, this wears beautifully. It is kind of a natural dewy finish, so I do like to set it with a powder just in case I do get oily in my T-zone. But yeah, like I said, this just wears beautifully. I absolutely love it. I'm wearing it today. I like to apply it with my beauty blender, which is actually my next favorite, so I'll go ahead and talk about that in a second. So yeah, I really like this guy. I haven't been using him super long, but I already know he's going to be a staple for 2016. So back to the beauty blender. I definitely wanted to include this in my favorites because I actually started using this guy when I started my channel, so I haven't been using a beauty blender for more than a year. Since I heard about this, this has definitely been my most used tool, and it's just so great. I absolutely love it. It's kind of big right now because I did use this just barely to do my makeup, so it's wet, and so they get bigger when they're wet. What I love about this guy so much is that when I use it for my foundation, I just dip it into my foundation on my hand and pat it in, and because it's moist, it's helping to spread the product much easier. I don't really know. So usually I would use the Sigma F80 Kabuki brush, which is a great brush, but sometimes it can, if my skin's dry, I do kind of have a hard time spreading the foundation unless I spray it with some Max Fix Plus or something. But with this guy, because he's wet and he's spongy, he really just blends so easily, and it also just leaves your foundation finish just much more like hydrating and glowy looking. If you don't have a beauty blender, you absolutely need one. I do know that they have them at Sephora, and they're like 20 bucks. I have never bought a beauty blender at Sephora. I actually found them at my local Tjmaxx. They had some beauty blenders, and they're I think they're called something different than a beauty blender, and you have to actually look and see if it's the right one, because there are sponges that are like more spongy and don't have as much density, and those ones I do not like. So you have to kind of look and feel for the right one, because these ones are a specific type and they're more dense. I don't know why they're different or why this one's better than the other one, but I just think that the more dense ones work the best. But like I said, I've never bought one from Sephora, and I've had a few. I get all mine at TJ Maxx, and they are $4. So Just a heads up there, you know, go check your local Tjmaxx or maybe even Ross and see if they have any similar things, because I do not think you need to spend $20 on a beauty blender. The next product that I have absolutely loved for 2015, and I may have used it in 2014 as well, is the Josie Maron Argan Oil Light. They do have a light and just a regular one. Supposedly this one's just a little less heavy on the skin, and it is 100% argan oil, which is really great for the skin. A lot of oils, if they don't clog the skin, then they have a lot of other great benefits like hydration, suppleness, you know, texture issues. They can help with a lot of things. If you are oily skin type, you can use an oil. I know, it sounds crazy, but I'm an esthetician and I did learn, you know, about this kind of stuff in school. If you are oily, you actually may want to try using an oil to cleanse your skin or to hydrate your skin, because even oily skin needs hydration. So sometimes people can add an oil to their skin when they're oily. Sometimes they'll notice that they aren't as oily anymore because you're kind of providing that oil that your skin is putting out. It's kind of complicated, but basically it just works with the skin, and so you don't produce as much oil because you're putting oil on the skin. And I really like this guy because I put a bunch on at night before I go to sleep, and he's totally soaked in by morning. My face feels hydrated and smooth and supple. So I really like this guy, and sometimes I even can wear him under my makeup in the morning if I'm extra dry. I've been getting really dry in my pore area right here, and so sometimes I'll throw this on in the morning, and like I said, it soaks in fast, so I usually can actually wear this with my foundation. But if you're kind of oily, I would probably only use this at night. This is actually the miniature size. He's $14, and I think they have one that's like double the size. That's probably double the price. But even this little guy goes a long way, so I haven't really felt the need to purchase a full size yet. Also with oils, any kind of coconut oil, argan oil, it's just a multi-purpose product. You can use it on your cuticles, you could use it on your hair, you know, on your lips, on your feet. It could go on any dry area on the body, so he really is a multi-purpose product. The next item I want to talk to you guys about is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Hydrating Primer. And this is a mini size, of course. This is not the large one. The large one's like that big. I was kind of new to primers, so I just wanted to try it out in the mini size before I paid like 30 bucks for a full size. And so far I have absolutely been loving this. He actually lasted me a long time as well. I really can make small things last a long time. I don't really know how I do it. I just don't use a lot of product. So yeah, so I just put a little bit of this all over my skin, and he's going to hydrate. So again, if you're really, really oily, this may not be for you, but I'm pretty normal. So I like to just apply this before I put my foundation on, and it's just, you can feel the hydration. It's very thin, but you can kind of feel it soaking in immediately. It has a great smell, and he really helps prolong my makeup wear. So I will be purchasing a full size of this guy. Okay, moving along. This is the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Translucent Powder, and I have been using this since my channel began, so if you've been following me, then you know what it is. I use this every single day to set my concealer and basically my whole face. So he is a loose powder. It's got a little puffer and then just like a little open spot like that. I will say the translucent powders are messy, so it's kind of annoying. I feel like it just makes a mess all over my counter. But I really like translucent loose powders because they just set really nicely. They're usually very finely milled, and they just sit really nice on the skin. And he definitely, it says Bye Bye Pores, and he definitely gets rid of the pores. So this could take the place of a primer because he does kind of do that pore filling situation. And he doesn't make me crease under the eyes. I really like that, and I will set it pretty much all over the rest of my face. It looks white, but he does not leave a white cast on my face at all. I don't have any issues with that so far. As long as you make sure you're blending it out really well and you're not just leaving the product sitting on the skin, then you shouldn't have a white cast or anything like that. I do know that they came out with a pressed powder in this Bye Bye Pores, so I may have to try that sometime because it won't be as messy and it might just be a little bit of a different wear. So they do have both of those. It's pretty decently priced. The translucents will last you a very, very long time. Okay, next I want to talk about a palette, and I only have one palette. It's an eyeshadow palette that I have been using again since I started my channel at the beginning of the year, and I use this a lot. I'm sure you guys can tell. This is the Amrezy palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm going to open it up here. He's got a little brush that it came with. One side is a pencil brush and the other side is kind of a flat shader. These are the colors here. Obviously, I love them. I've already hit pan on this guy. So we have this shade here, which is just a vanilla, and it does have a hinge of a sheen to it. I wouldn't say glitter or sparkle. It's just got a little bit of a sheen to it. And I really like that for just setting the whole eye or my brow bone or inner corner. And then just below it is a little bit more intense vanilla shade, and this is called Legend. And this one is a very like metallic vanilla kind of pearly shade. I will say I don't use this pink one a whole ton because it just doesn't show up a lot on me. I think it's just my skin tone. Not that it isn't a good shadow. I mean, it's very pink and pigmented, but it just doesn't look that great on me, so I don't use that one a ton. And then this one I do use a lot. I've hit pan on him as well, and he's just beautiful bronze shade. I absolutely love bronzy tones like that. So I'll throw him all over the lid as well. And then we have this purple shade, which is gorgeous. I just don't wear it a lot because it is very intense, and I just don't wear that on a daily basis, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And then this last one is kind of a deep green shade, and again, it is gorgeous, super pigmented and kind of metallic. But again, I don't use those ones a lot just because they're pretty intense, but absolutely gorgeous. And then we have just a matte black shade right here. This one is another one that I use a lot. It's a beautiful kind of warm red brown. And then these two shades are the ones that I pretty much die for this palette over. I use this palette a lot because of these two shades. I really like to use Caramel in my crease as a transition shade. It's just kind of a warm brown. And then Morocco is another beautiful shade. It's a little bit darker than Caramel and has a little bit more red to it. And together these colors they're the bomb. I believe you can order all of these shadows individually now on her website, so yay, because they're great quality. I love the colors, and like I said, if you didn't want to buy, you know, some of the more brighter ones, these matte shades are awesome. Okay, next I'm going to talk about a few face products. I have a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter that I think were really great in 2015. So the first one is a bronzer. It's from Makeup Forever. It's their Pro Bronze Fusion, and my shade is 35i. It is the darkest one, I believe, and this is such a cool product. It seriously is just so unique. It's not quite a powder, not quite a cream. It kind of has a moussey feel, so it's kind of like just kind of spongy, and it applies so beautifully. I have used it in quite a few tutorials, and I am wearing it today. It just wears so beautifully on the skin. You can't really see it like sitting on the skin. It's so beautiful, and it's the perfect amount of bronziness. This is a little bit on the pricey side because Makeup Forever is a little bit pricey, but it was totally worth it. It's got a lot of product, and it's just such a beautiful bronzer. I just can't get over it. It's not like anything I've ever used before. And they do have a few other shades, a couple lighter ones in case, you know, this is going to be too dark for you. He does have a little bit of a sheen to him as well. I don't know if you can kind of see that. He doesn't look sparkly or glittery or anything, but he just leaves like a nice glow. I mean, you really could wear this, my goodness, you really could wear this without like a highlighter or anything because he kind of leaves a glow to the skin on his own. Okay, we're going to go ahead and talk about a blush that I have been loving and I've been wearing all year long. This is the Urban Decay Afterglow 8-Hour Blush in Rapture. And I've used this in quite a few tutorials as well. This is just a great mauve-y pink blush. It is pretty pigmented. If you have lighter skin than me, it might be too dark for you, or you just might want to use a very light hand. But for my skin tone and darker, this is such a beautiful shade. I mean, I seriously can't get enough of it. I use it all the time, and he goes with so many looks. You can see that. It's just a great shade. I absolutely love these tones. Of course, if you're wearing like a warm brown eye like I am today, I wouldn't wear this guy because this wouldn't go. Okay, so really love this shade. Now for the highlighter of the year for me personally, it is the Maryloumanizer by the Balm, which has been around for a while. I know all the YouTubers I've watched in the past have been using this for decades, it feels like. But it's new to my collection this year, and I'm so glad I purchased it because it is such a beautiful shade. It's kind of an ivory shade, but it's not too frosty. I am wearing it today. I pretty much wear this every day, let's get real. But it would look so good on so many different skin tones. It's just a beautiful, it blends into the skin nicely. It's not too glittery. Such a smooth, creamy powder. Sits beautifully on the skin. If you're looking for, you know, a great bronzer and a great highlighter, I would say go with these two because they complement each other well and they're just great products. Next, I'm going to talk about a concealer. This is a drugstore concealer that I have used constantly. I've gone through 2 tubes so far, and he's great price. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and I am in the shade Light, which is pretty much perfect. It's about 2 to 3 shades lighter than my skin tone. Well, I would say 3 shades lighter than my skin tone. Let's go with that. This is such a great price. I know it's under 10 bucks, and it's just a great consistency. I would say it's pretty comparable to the Urban Decay or the NARS concealer. The NARS one is a little bit thicker than this, but as far as the wear, this is such a great, inexpensive choice for concealer. There actually is quite a few great concealers at the drugstore, but this is the one that I have continued to repurchase and I'm very, very happy with. It doesn't crease on me. I use it with Beauty Blender or a brush or whatever, my finger, and they have some great color options. So if you need a good, inexpensive concealer, Maybelline Fit Me is awesome. Okay, I'm really trying not to make this a super long video, so I'm going to try to keep hurrying through here. So next I want to talk about my brow combo that I have used pretty much all this year, and I absolutely love it. I do not plan on changing it anytime soon. And it is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. Has your spoolie and your pencil on the other side. And I am in the shade Ash Brown. There's actually quite a few shades that I probably could wear. I could probably go warmer with my hair tone, but I really like the Ash Brown. It's just a nice medium cool tone brown. He glides on just nicely. It's got a very skinny like roll out tip there. I am wearing it on my brows today, obviously. So I really, really like this brow pencil. This is only $10, which is super affordable. The thing I've been using to pair with that for a brow pomade is the L'Oreal brow pomade. That's so hard to say. Brow pomade in medium to dark. And this is a great drugstore brow set, not even lying. And this only costed me maybe $8. And he's just got a little spoolie on the end like that. He is a little bit tinted, but I really don't feel that it adds a lot of color to my brow, even though it's tinted. Probably because I filled my brows in completely, so I just can't really tell. But it doesn't really darken them up at all, so if you're worried about that, you really could get the light one or the medium one. I don't think it would matter. So yeah, this is just great. It sets it in place. It lasts all day. Just a great product for the brows. Okay, almost done. 2 more products. Both of these are going to be lip products. So I have a lipstick here. This is from MAC, and I believe this is kind of new to MAC this year. They came out with 2 matte lipsticks that were identical to their lip liners before. So this one is Stone, and then there was also the red one. I just had a brain fart. I can't remember what it's called, but you guys know what I'm talking about. They came out with some matching lipsticks, and this one is just a great cool tone, kind of taupey brown, I guess you could say. It was very, very in for a minute there. I feel like it still is in. It's kind of like a Kylie Jenner color. She definitely would wear this a time or two, and I really liked it. It was my first cool tone kind of out of the box shade, and I absolutely love it with a cool tone eye or no eye makeup at all and just slap this baby on. Really like this guy. And I would say my favorite thing about it is technically a matte lipstick. So he is pretty matte, but there's still a little bit of glide. It's not shiny or glossy in any way, but I still have a little bit of glide to my lip, and I absolutely love that because like today, this matte lip that I'm wearing, I can't, it's just sticky. It's just like dry. So really like that this guy has still a little bit of movement to him, but he's matte. The next product is this lip product from NYX Cosmetics. It's their liquid suede lipstick in the shade 04, and I am wearing it on my lips right now. It's just a very great mauve shade, and I was really quite impressed with these being drugstore. They are quite matte. I will say that they do remain a smidge sticky. Like if you smack your lips together, they're a little bit sticky, but honestly it doesn't bother me as long as I let it dry all the way. It really doesn't bother me a ton. It might bother you, so I haven't tried all the shades, but this one is absolutely by far my favorite. He is gorgeous, and they're about $4 to $5, which is an awesome price point, so really impressed by these liquid suedes. This next product is a lip balm that I picked up from Sephora. I heard a YouTuber talking about this, and so I decided to pick it up and try it, and my husband Eric actually started using it as well, and we both became hooked. I mean, I have tried so many lip balms and lip products. We both have extremely dry lips, and this is by far one of the best lip balms I've ever used. It's just so creamy. It smells like strawberries. It's the Smith's Strawberry Lip Balm is actually what it's called. I don't know if I said that. So yeah, this guy is awesome. I don't like that I have to dip my finger in there because it is a little bit unsanitary, but he's so awesome. I just totally looked past that because I love it. I just don't recommend sharing it because that can get kind of gross and weird. So yeah, this is by far one of the best lip balms I've ever used. Super creamy. My lips are constantly hydrated. Really, really like this guy. I did want to quickly share with you guys a line of brushes that were kind of new to my collection this year, and they are the Morphe brushes. I'm sure you guys have heard about it. All the YouTubers are using them because they're just amazing quality for a great price point. Brushes can be very expensive. I remember when I first started makeup, I just went to Sephora and was like, oh, they have brushes, and they were like 20 bucks a piece, and I had no idea there was other brushes out there, so I thought that's just what I was gonna have to spend, and it wasn't very exciting. So excited that I found this line. So I have just a few brushes from them. I definitely want to keep adding to my collection. I have this small goat-haired contour brush. I have the M443, which is just a great crease brush, also goat hair. And then I have this little guy, which is just a nice small kind of dome blending brush, which fits perfectly in the crease. And then this was my first purchase from Morphe. It's just a small blush brush, and I really, really loved this, so I knew right away that I had to get some more. They're just such great quality brushes. You can just feel how sturdy they are, and have been so impressed, and they're such a great price point. So if you're new to makeup, check out Morphe because they're totally affordable and they're awesome. Okay guys, so I think that's it for my 2015 beauty favorites. I hope that this isn't going to be like a 30-minute video, but I guess we'll see when I'm done editing. Yeah, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I will list all of these products down below. Go ahead and leave me some comments telling me what your 2015 beauty favorites were. I'd love to know what you guys are all trying and loving. So happy 2016 to everybody. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!